So thank you for joining us, Mr. Quraishi, and welcome to the Business Standard Morning Show. Now, you know that the Supreme Court has come out and banned the electoral bonds and deemed them unconstitutional, and it has also said that EC should publish a report on its website about uh, which political parties have encashed on the electoral bonds and the details of the electoral bonds soon. So, in that light and in this judgment which has come, what has been your view on this judgment and understanding of this judgment?
Well, I have welcomed the judgment, and in fact, ever since the electoral bonds were introduced, I have been writing articles and I've been coming on various channels um, uh, talking about it, pointing out the flaws in it. So it's very good. The main objection was about lack of transparency. Um, Cash transactions were replaced by banking channels. That was fine, no problem. But point was, who is donating how much money to whom, so that the people know, the citizens know what is the return, what is the quid pro quo, which is what Supreme Court has come out with very clearly, that it is people's right to know, and therefore it's a very welcome judgment.
As you said, will this step lead towards transparency in electoral funding? And what do you think can be done to improve transparency in the system?
Well, one is that we do away with the present system altogether. There are two alternative possibilities which I have been writing about, people have been talking about. One is the public funding of elections. But more than that, better than that, is establishment of a national election fund to which all donors can contribute. And the fear which is being held out that there is reprisal from political parties against the donors, and that's why they want to keep it a secret, all that will disappear. Let them contribute to the national election fund, from where it will be distributed to the political parties based on their performance, electoral performance, the number of votes that they get. So I think that is an alternative which has been mentioned but never debated, never discussed. I think the time has come for it to be on the table and discussed very seriously.
When we look at this judgment, sir, uh, will this make us go back to the pre 2018 or 2017 practices of electoral funding? What concerns do you think still remain?
Well, at the moment, this is what it implies, that since the bond scheme has been declared unconstitutional, we are back to pre 2017 situation, where most of the transactions, most of the donations were in cash. That also was not a very satisfactory state of affairs. And a organization like ADR and individuals like me, we had been uh, expressing our concern about it, that almost 70% of all donations to all political parties were by cash. So we did not know the source, who are the people, what kind of money is it. Which is why we had been asking for transparency, and the government could have easily converted it into all cash transaction into check transactions or online, uh, because the entire issue here is lack of transparency. People want to know who has donated what to whom, so that we can keep an eye on what is the return favor which is being conferred on them in lieu of the 10 crore, 20 crores, 100 crores which they give. Are they running the show behind the scene? Are they running the government? Is that a proxy government? Which is a very serious issue. So, which is why this entire controversy and the case which went up to the court, and no less than the Constitution bench, five-member Constitution bench, and unanimously they decided that this scheme was unconstitutional.
So, what can be the redressal for that, you think?
Well, the redressal, I think we should do away with the bond. In any case, is now illegal, and the earlier system of cash transaction has to be discouraged also. Which is why I say one is that totally the private donations will be banned, should be banned, because it is the private money which comes in, which brings in vested interest, crony capitalism. Then let us do away with this. The two alternatives which I have suggested, I mentioned to you a bit a while ago. One is state funding or public funding of elections. That means the government pays to every party to conduct the elections. And I have a problem with that. That monitoring state funding of elections is a bit difficult, because more than the white money, it is the black money which runs around. So how will we stop that? Even if we give you a check of 1 crore to fight Lok Sabha election, what about 5-10 crores which may in black, which you may still spend? We'll still be chasing you. We'll still be running after you. So, therefore, the second alternative is much better. That there should be a national election fund. The concern that the donors want secrecy, because if you donate to rival parties, they get upset. Frankly, to me, it is imaginary. Because for the last 70 years, same corporates have been donating to all political parties, and they have been donating to in the same election to rival candidates, so that whosoever wins the election, it will not matter to them, because they are funding both candidates, or maybe all the candidates. So that's why, to take care of that, if there is a national election fund, like a Prime Minister's Relief Fund, PM Cares Fund, where people donate without any fear, so very freely, independently. So the national election fund should be introduced. Now, one question which was raised in a media debate yesterday: why will why will the corporates donate to that fund? Well, the corporates have that is a clear admission that they donate only when there is a benefit for them. It's not that they are interested in India's democracy and they want to promote democracy by funding it. So, therefore, that allegation is a very, very negative. Now, in any case, already there are the income tax rebates. Any donation you make to political party is 100% tax free. So, tax rebates attract all kinds of donation, and parties can be encouraged in with their various ways, only by mainly by incentive to donate. And there are so many corporations who have their own electoral trust. They are interested in democracy. They will happy to fund democracy. Therefore, to say that they will not fund it is absolutely wrong. But once we have that kind of a fund, where the corporate donation will not make a party feel beholden or obliged. You are not giving to me, you are giving to the National Election Fund. Election fund will give me some money, will give you some money based on your electoral performance. And I had once calculated, if 100 rupees are given for every vote that you get, so that amounts to about 7,000 crores after every election. And that is the fund which these guys are showing. All parties together in 5 years tell us that they have collected 4,000 crores, 5,000 crores. Here we are giving 7,000, 8,000 crores by check, with dignity, no arm twisting, no corruption, no quid pro quo, straight away with grace. And votes is something which cannot even be fight. If you have got 100 votes, you have got 100 votes. You cannot say I got 1,000 votes. Everything other figure can be fight, but not the votes. So therefore, based on electoral performance, funding can be done, and then in which case individual funding by political parties to political parties will be done away with.
And in this case, the monitoring, do you think, will be sufficient with the EC coming in? That will stay with that monitoring of this mechanism that you float?
Yes, yeah, well, in fact, the monitoring can be given to Election Commission, or if an independent body could be set up, that the National Election Fund will be the control will be run by an independent organization which can be created by an act of parliament and of independent people, retired judges, retired bankers, and they will distribute the money, because the formula which I am mentioning is foolproof. There is no question of any interpretation. As I said, if you got 100 votes, you have got 100 votes. So no scope for any fudging, exaggerating. So therefore, it's quite easy to implement, and that needs to be tried. Now, at least discuss it.
Has this been tried in other countries uh, this type of funding in elections?
Well, there are in some countries there are national election funds, and this is tried there, and state funding of political parties. Actually, almost 70% of European countries have state funding of political parties. So, if it is working well there is no reason why it will not work well in India.
The SC has also asked EC to share this on the details on the public website. Could there be any challenges with that, with EC sharing the data on the public platform?
No, that is that's the order of the court, and only the problem will be the donor who wanted to keep it a secret. And why did he want to keep it a secret? Because he must have got something in return. And the other person who can object is the party which has received this kind of funds. So these two parties surely will have a problem, and they may even question, challenge. They might even say that let it not be implemented by with a retrospective effect. Let it be implemented in future. Um, so that is one question which is being raised in the debate.
Thank you so much for this comprehensive chat, Mr. Qureshi. It was lovely having you on the show.
Thank you very much.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.